Oh, boy!
That stuff is...
Yes! Showtime! Woo! 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 Silent and profiling. Woo! It's live and in color. Woo!
Welcome to the Mafia Sports Report. I am Tommy. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell because I always forget to tell you. Bills Mafia, what up? What is up? It is Monday Night Football. We have the early game, 7:30. Today is 2 Monday Night Football games. And yes, I am here with you guys for the pregame show. What is going on, man? Are y'all worried? I'm not worried. Real quick, Keon Coleman. Are you worried about the Jaguars tonight?
Not at all, bro. Not at all.
Well, there you go. He's not worried. I'm not worried. Hey, what up? Hey, I mean, listen. I was about what? What was I? 2 minutes late, minute and a half late. I had to hear In the Air Tonight by Phil Collins. Y'all know that's like my go-to. And if you didn't know, now you know. But that is my go-to, especially on night games. In the Air Tonight, man, you can't. Come on now. You got to be hating if you don't like In the Air Tonight. I don't care how old you are. That song always gets you hyped up. I don't care. That drums, when the drums kick in, you know you're ready. Buffalo Joe Andreessen is getting the nod tonight. He's not starting, but he's active. Spears Talk. So don't get it twisted. But he is active, which is awesome, right? Monday Night Football in Buffalo. I'm sure his family's going to be there. So good for him. Let's go. Yes, let's do this. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready for tonight, man? We're seeing some familiar faces. Mitch Morse, Gabe Davis, coming to Buffalo, back to Buffalo. I wonder, I'm sure they'll get I'm sure people will clap for them, right? I mean, you can't boo Mitch Morse or Gabe Davis. You just can't. I mean, they did good here. I know some of y'all are a little bit tough on Gabe Davis, but for a fourth-round draft pick, I thought he provided pretty good numbers. I think he'll get a good ovation from the crowd, right? Like, they deserve it, right? I think they earned that here. So, and they weren't assholes on the way out. So, yeah. Now, I am interested if we ever play Diggs in Buffalo. Obviously, we're going to Houston this season, so Diggs isn't coming to Buffalo. But I'm sure in the future, whatever team he winds up being on, which I have a feeling it's going to be Dallas, I'm sure they will set that up where it's in Buffalo. So that'll be interesting. I think he'll get a mixed reaction. I got to be honest with you, because he didn't leave so great. Hey, super chat, my man. Cali Blitz always coming correct with the super chat. Thank you so much. $50, man. Thank you, bro. I really, really appreciate it. That does go far for this channel. Something for the show. Yeah, thank you so much, man. Once again, man, you salute to you, man. I appreciate that, man. I don't know what that means. By the way, real quick before we get to it, and you know what? No. We'll hold off. I was going to say, give me your score predictions for tonight, but we'll wait until the end when I give you mine. So, and then you guys can pour in your score predictions. So, tonight, 60 degrees in Buffalo. Not bad, right? Not bad weather at all for a Monday night game. It's early, right? So the weather should be fine. By the way, guys, I have the big three tonight. So, I always do the big three. 3 keys to victory, and then I also got the 3 key matchups. So let's go ahead and get to the 3. We'll get the 3 key matchups. Let's start with that one. Let's go with the 3 key matchups tonight. Let's go ahead and do that. Let me fix this up for y'all so y'all can read it. And if y'all want to, like I said, if y'all have, it means F-Digs. Okay. You could, yeah, perfect. Yeah, I agree, man. Like, listen, I appreciate what he did here in Buffalo while he was here. I didn't appreciate the last year and a half, the attitude, him, throwing Josh Allen kind of under the bus in a way by, his antics on the sideline, especially in that playoff game. You don't do that to your quarterback. You just don't. I don't care. Even if he had a terrible game, you shouldn't do that, right? Like, that's your brother, that's your teammate, that's your quarterback. And, so I wasn't thrilled with the way he exited. And then, obviously, all the Twitter stuff that he was throwing out there over the last year and a half. So he kind of left. I feel like he left Buffalo in a bad way. I mean, I know he wrote the letter thanking Bills Mafia, etc., but I don't think it ended well, especially when he kind of forced his way out of here, and we lost money on top of it. So I don't know if Bills Mafia is too pleased with how that relationship ended with Stephon Diggs. He straight up said Allen wouldn't be who he was without him. Yeah, exactly. So, you know what, man? Listen, I am with you. I don't know if I would boo the guy because I don't think he did. I don't know. I wouldn't boo him, but I also wouldn't cheer him. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, he did good. He was good while he was here for the first 2.5 years. He was a good teammate. He did all the right things. He put up the numbers. It just, like I said, the last year and a half was not the best, right? And then last year, like I said, I feel like his heart was totally out of Buffalo, and he just didn't give a shit. And you could see it the way his body language was in games. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. Tommy, I'm a bit nervous. Let's go. Don't be nervous. No need. There is no need to be nervous. Listen, I understand, like, the Jaguars won the last 2 meetings versus the Buffalo Bills, but, there's a big but. That's what she said. But we're a different team. We're a different offense, okay? So if they feel like they're going to see the same offense, they're very wrong. This is a totally, completely different offense. Because the first time I saw us, I believe we had Dable, and then we had Dorsey the next time, which was the London game. And Dable and Dorsey kind of had the same type of offense, though Dorsey dummied it down a little bit. But that fun and gun, that Josh Allen throwing deep all the time, that stuff under Joe Brady is not there anymore. Like, we are a totally different offense. So I don't, if they're bringing a blitz, Josh Allen's going to throw, pretty much take what the defense is giving him. He's not going to, do anything crazy anymore like he was in the past. Not everything's deep, not everything's fun ball. We're going to be running the ball a lot more, something we also didn't do well. So we're just a different offense now. So if they think we're the same team, they got another thing coming, right? So I'm not concerned at all. Also, too, that London game was a disaster. Let's be real. Like, we're going to be real. And I understand both teams were in London. However, the Jaguars are already there for a week, right? 2 weeks. I'm sorry. They're already there 2 weeks. And, of course, our brilliant head coach, which I like Sean McDermott. I do. I think he's a good head coach. But some of the decision-making he has made in the past, in games and decisions he's made, obviously the London trip, were terrible decisions. Getting the team there late, having them stay up and do a practice the very same day they arrived, no rest, it was just not good. So that game was kind of doomed from the start. And then, of course, Matt Milano, right, goes out for the season in that game. It just wasn't good. So we're in Buffalo now, right? This is no London trip. We got a new offensive coordinator in Joe Brady who, as you guys see, he's making a big difference already through 2 weeks. Really, he made a big difference the last half of the season from last year. If you look at the team, the offense, how it started to gel, how players started to have more fun. Like, if you all remember the first half of last season when we had Ken Dorsey, the players were just not happy. The offensive players, even when they scored touchdowns, they just didn't seem like they were in the game, right? Like they just weren't happy about it. And Josh Allen wasn't playing like Josh Allen. It was just all clunky. It wasn't good, fun football. I think everyone, including Josh Allen, has bought into Joe Brady's way, and it's working perfect. So far, so good. And I think it continues tonight. Let's get to some of your questions here. And let me get that, and I'll put that back up in a minute. Sophia, I remember being nervous before a perfect Pats wildcard game. I think we have a massive game tonight, and all this Jags weirdness. Yeah, I agree. I think tonight's the night where we put that to rest, where the Jags have our number. I think that's over with tonight. Areola, Jaguars prey on Amazonian prey such as Kevin, capiars, and deer. A buffalo is far too large and imposing for a jaguar to take on. That is true. That is true. Very good point there. And I think, honestly, it's just Josh Allen and this defense is what's going to ultimately get the job done tonight, because I don't think they will have an answer for this offense, the way that Joe Brady has schemed it up and the way our defense is playing, even with players missing, is playing at a very high level. And we're on 10 days rest, really 11. So we have all that time where Josh Allen is starting to get, feel better. This, obviously, all know his left hand, which I think it was his fingers, have, 11 more days of rest. Guys are getting healthier. Obviously, there's no Terrell Bernard. There's no Teron Johnson. But the guys that have stepped in have done a really good job. I mean, look how good Cam Lewis was last week. Look how good Balon Spectre was when he had to fill in, which you'll see him tonight. Dorian Williams has done a good job. The corners have done a phenomenal job. Our defense is playing at a very high level. So I just don't see how the Jaguars are going to get a lot of points tonight, the way this defense has been playing. I just don't see it. I think we match up well. Also, Trevor Lawrence has been playing pretty bad this season. 51 completion percentage, terrible. Really bad. So I just don't see it going well for them tonight. Josh Allen with 300 yards. The way this system, the offense is working, I don't know. I could be wrong, and it could be, because there's going to be games where we're going to need Josh Allen to have a lot of passes, throw a lot. I don't know if tonight's the game, but it could be. It just seems like we're going on this really well-balanced kind of offensive style, offensive play calling. It's possible, but I could definitely see him getting like 250 tonight. Around there, 250, a couple passing touchdowns. I could see some, rushing touchdowns from Cook tonight. So, yeah, I mean, he might even get 3 passing touchdowns. I don't see Allen running a lot tonight, unless his hand's feeling a lot better than it was when we played the Dolphins after he got the hand injury. When you saw that game, you saw the one run he did, he slid right away. That's not like Allen. Allen would have got a couple more yards. He didn't want anybody going, hitting his hand. So it was a good game plan. We didn't need Allen to run. And I don't know if we'll need him tonight to run. We'll see how it works. Yeah, Brian Thomas Jr. I'm going to tell you, man, so far, Brian Thomas Jr. has looked like the real deal. Now, mind you, it's only 2 weeks in, right? Things can change. But he looks like a solid receiver. I'm not going to lie. Keon Coleman, like I told you guys, I think a couple weeks ago, it's going to take some time, like with Keon Coleman. And it's not a bad thing. And we don't need Keon Coleman right now to be the number one or to be the man, right? Not with this offense, right? We have a lot of playmakers on this offense, and everybody has, everybody has like their thing that they do well, is where I'm getting at, right? And that's what Joe Brady does well, right? Joe Brady finds the strengths and weaknesses of his offense, right? So, Khalil Shakir, great route runner, great in the slot. He is right now the number one. He is Josh Allen's go-to when we need a big play. Dalton Kincaid's a security blanket, though I think Khalil Shakir is also a security blanket in a way, and everybody else just does their part. And I also think that Curtis Samuel, who's been hampered with the turf toe, you haven't seen anything yet from him. I think right now, this 11-day mini bye week that we had will also help Curtis Samuel. So if Curtis Samuel's feeling better, you may see a little bit more action from Curtis Samuel tonight, meaning him more involved in the offense, because he is a playmaker. We just haven't seen it through 2 weeks because he's still kind of going through that turf toe injury, but he's had time now to get a little better. So I'm interested to see what Curtis Samuel does tonight now that he's had that little mini bye week. You all should look out for that. That's the one guy I would say be on the lookout tonight. And nobody, I haven't heard it from anybody else is talking about Curtis Samuel. So I'm going to talk about Curtis Samuel. So I'm telling y'all, Curtis Samuel is very close to being back to what we thought he was coming into, or what we thought he would provide for the Buffalo Bills offense coming into this season. So you're going to see, I believe tonight, Curtis Samuel mixed in a little bit more on the offensive game plan. So remember, you heard it here. You heard it here first from Tommy. Look for Curtis Samuel to be more involved. All right, let's get back to this big three because I haven't even started it yet, right? Let's get to it. And by the way, if you guys don't have anything to say in the chat, you know that I always reply back. And if I don't, it's because it's the streaming service we're using sometimes is clunky and the chats don't show up. So forgive me if that's the case. All right, here we go. 3 key matchups to watch in week 3. Let's get to it. All right. Offensive line, Dion Dawkins versus Joshua Hines Allen. Yes, 2 Josh Allens tonight. While Hines Allen only has recorded 1 sack so far in 2024, he's still doing pretty well in for a good overall defensive front in Jacksonville. PFF grades him as the NFL's 6th best edge defender through 2 weeks, considering he is watching Bills quarterback Josh Allen's blind side. Dawkins has played well. So Dion Dawkins always plays well, but he is in for a tough matchup, no doubt about it. And for some reason, Joshua Hines Allen tends to show up versus the Buffalo Bills. Like, he plays his best football against the Buffalo Bills. For some reason, that dude always comes to play. But shut him down and we're in good shape. And I believe that Cromer and Joe Brady are well aware of what Joshua Hines Allen has done to the Buffalo Bills in the past. They trust me, they took notes, they watched film, and I believe they will do a better job than they did in the past. All right, let's get to the next one. All right, next one up. Wide receiver Keon Coleman versus safety Andre Cisco. Each week, it seems like a new player is stepping up in the passing game for the Bills, which has complemented the rushing effort of James Cook very well. This might be a good time to show why Coleman is a deep threat. PFF is not the end-all, be-all, but let's be frank. It's never good when the football analytics outlet ranks you as the worst player at your position in the entire NFL. That's what Cisco currently is. Yikes. Get Coleman on the side of the field and send him deep. Yeah, see, I didn't even know that. Well, thank you. So Cisco, not the Cisco that used to sing with, I forget the group. Was it Drew Down? What was the group that, Drew Hill, right? Cisco? Was it Drew Hill? I forget the name of the R&B group. It's not that Cisco, right? So, according to PFF, he is one of the worst. No, he is the worst graded safety. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to attack him with Keon Coleman, go ahead. But I believe you can attack him then with a lot of our bigger receivers, including Mac Hollins. You can attack with Dalton Kincaid if you want to go that route, especially in the red zone. I'm just throwing that out there. What I thought we would do more with Keon Coleman this season is red zone work, meaning I expected more touchdowns, or at least one by now, from Keon Coleman in the red zone because of the way he's so physical, big, can get up there and get the 50-50 ball. We haven't really gotten that opportunity, or maybe we just haven't presented it yet. But maybe this is the game where we go ahead and showcase his ability to go up there and get the ball, at the high point in the end zone. So we'll see what happens. All right, Cisco is actually college. Yeah, Cisco is there burning CDs. Yes, that is correct. Burning CDs. My God. Takes me back. All right, let's go. Next one up. Linebacker Balon Spectre versus running back Travis Etienne. Spectre has the confidence of his team. He is going to make his first start since the postseason in 2023 against when he made it against the Chiefs, as Terrell Bernard's pectoral is expected to miss a few weeks. Even so, Etienne is a good playmaker. There's a reason why Buffalo wanted to draft him years ago. Spectre is not solely going to be tasked with stopping him, but when he has his shots at him, the running back Spectre has to stop him. So yeah, I agree with that. Like totally. Like listen. One thing that we have done a lot better this season is tackling. Tackling in the past has not been very good for Buffalo. That has improved a lot this season. So kudos to those guys. But that kind of player, you need to tackle when you have him. You cannot let that dude get by you because he has the speed to take it to the house. He really does. That dude is electric when he's in the open field. So if you have him, tackle him, wrap him up. He's not a big guy. He's not Derrick Henry. You don't worry about him stiff-arming you. Make that tackle and, go on to the next play. Don't let him out. Don't miss that tackle because he'll make you pay for it. Let's get to some of this. We need to stop run. The one thing I'm concerned. Not even concerned. The only thing that we don't do well still is screen passes to the running back, and they do that over there in Jacksonville. We need to contain that. Stop over pursuing on these screen passes because we do it a lot. So if you don't over pursue, then you can get that screen game down. You can defend it well. If you over pursue, you've seen what happens. It happens too often versus the Buffalo Bills defense. That's our only flaw I see in our defense. We over pursue, and teams get us with that screen pass all the time to the running back. So we need to control that. Guys need to stay in their lanes, stop over pursuing, and we'll be okay with that. It's the only thing I would say that you kind of have to worry about when it comes to Jacksonville so far. I'm not worried about Trevor Lawrence. I hate to say it. He's a good quarterback, but he's not playing good so far this season at a 51 completion percentage. That's not good. Brian Thomas Jr. is a good rookie, no doubt about it, but we have really good corners. So I think I truly believe Rasul Douglas or Christian Benford, whoever's taking that responsibility, will do their job tonight and handle that, lock them down. They also got Gabe Davis. I'm sure Gabe Davis is going to want to put up some numbers tonight versus former team in Buffalo. He's going to get something, guys. Okay? I don't think it's going to be a big game. I could see maybe 40 yards max from Gabe Davis. We'll find out. But Gabe Davis hasn't really had a good season or start to the season with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, all right, let's get to the last one, which is the 3 keys to victory. Let's go ahead and get that going. By the way, guys, I'm only going to be here for about, I would say, another 15, 20 minutes, all right? Because I like to relax, get ready for the game. But I always like to come on here with you guys first. So, 3 keys to a Bills victory versus Jags in Week 3. Let's get to it. All right. Get after Trevor Lawrence. Yes, the Jaguars' offensive line has looked rough to start the year. Through 2 weeks, they have given up 6 sacks, which is tied for the second most in the NFL. What does that mean? Gregory Rousseau, Von Miller, go get it. By the way, Solomon is playing tonight. He is active, Javon Solomon. Very curious if he gets snaps tonight. Snap count, like how many snap counts he gets tonight, if any at all. I hope so, because he is a pass rusher. That's what he does best. That's why we drafted him. He led the league, or he led college in sacks last year, or I believe he was tied. The dude is really good at getting to the quarterback. So he is active tonight. Very curious how he plays. And let's get back to this. The Jaguars ranked 30th in the league. Terrible. Right tackle Anton Harrison is struggling to start the year, allowing pressure on over 10% of dropbacks. The Jaguars have some good pieces on their O-line, including former Buffalo Bills center Mitch Morse. But they have glaring holes in which the Bills can attack. Conversely, to the Jaguars struggling on the offensive line, the Bills' defensive line looks like a top 10 unit in the league thus far. If Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson wants Trevor Lawrence to drop back in the pocket often on Monday night, they should run into issues. And yes, listen, here's the key. What's the key to that? Key to that is to stop the run early and force them to throw, to be pass heavy. If they go pass heavy, that's when the Bills will get to Trevor Lawrence. And he holds the ball. He holds the ball. He is not like Tua, where he's getting the ball out quick. He's not like Patrick Mahomes, where he's getting the ball out pretty quick. He's not Trevor. He's not Murray, where he's so, just scrambling all over the place, right? Slippery, tough to get. That's not what Trevor Lawrence is. Now, mind you, Trevor Lawrence he is mobile in a way, but he doesn't do it often, right? And I believe we can get to him tonight. And by the way, I'm not saying he's unmobile, because I think he gets 20 yards a game, something like that. So he's not terrible. He's just not, like a Kyle Murray, right? A Lamar Jackson. So we're not going to have to worry about his legs too much this game. And I believe we'll get to him. And that offensive line is terrible. Michael, Mahomes might have the powers, but Trevor Lawrence looks like the god of football. You think so? Because of his hair? I mean, yeah, I don't know. Mahomes is, by the way, last night, the Chiefs-Falcons game, oh, man, terrible play calling by the Falcons down on that last drive. Terrible. The Chiefs always, they always find a way. It's so annoying. It's very annoying, because they're in some tight games, right? Cincinnati the week before, the Falcons last night, but they always find a way. That's what good teams do. And yes, sometimes the referees play a part. There was some questionable non-calls in that game, questionable calls in that game, floating the Chiefs' way. It just seems like every time the Chiefs play, they get some bogus calls or non-calls. There was a face mask that was totally a face mask. And who was it? Was it Sims that would try to play it off? Oh, he grabbed it, but not really. It's all head jerk back. Clearly a face mask. Don't stick up for the Chiefs. What are you doing? It was just crazy. Crazy. Anyways, let's get back to this, man. Taking advantage of Jaguars' man defense. Look at our boy right there, Khalil. The Jaguars have seemingly shown their hand on defense over the first 2 weeks. Unless they're planning to completely shock the Bills' offensive coaching staff, the Bills should have a good idea of what to expect. Through 2 weeks, the Jaguars play man-to-man coverage at the highest rate in the league, 56.6%, and play zone coverage at the lowest rate in the league, 39.9%. If this trend continues, it should help the Bills' passing game get going. Bills quarterback Josh Allen ranks first in the NFL in passing rate against man coverage. And that's why Josh Allen probably will have about 250 yards tonight with 2 to 3 touchdowns. So I do expect Allen to throw a little bit more than he did against the Dolphins, because this defense is not as good as the Dolphins' defense is. And we will expose some of those weak holes against that team. So let's see here. If Trevor Lawrence is the god of football, then I'm an ostrich. Oh, man, more like the Achilles of football, yeah. I don't hate Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is a good quarterback, but he got paid, and so far through 2 weeks, boy, he is not living up to that paycheck. Will that change? Sure, that can change. He's young, he's good, he has the tools, right, in the shed, right, as they say, to be better. And I expect him to turn it around at some point, just not tonight, if that's fair to say. Just not tonight, that's all. Michael, the Jaguars are a decent team, but don't really do anything great. Yeah, they got a good head coach. Peterson's a good head coach. They got a good quarterback, even though he's not playing too well. They got some decent pieces on the team. Etienne, he has his games where he can be electric. Gabe Davis, we all know what Gabe Davis can do. He's up and down, right? He has his moments. Their defense is okay. But overall, I think, they're an okay team. They're an okay team, but I don't think they're on the Bills level. And that's, I'm not talking shit. I'm not trying to be cocky. It's just reality, okay? So next thing up. Let's get to the next thing. Look at Josh Allen. All right. Play a clean game. Absolutely. Play a clean game. The last two Bills-Jaguars matchups have not gone in the Bills' favor, and it has a lot to do with the Bills playing a sloppy brand of football. And the 2021 loss, 6-9, that was so ugly. The Bills committed 3 turnovers and 12 penalties, and in the 2023 loss, 20-25, they committed 2 turnovers and 11 penalties. The Bills are currently a better team than the Jaguars, but a few mistakes could change things quickly. So far this year, the Bills have done a good job taking care of the ball. They have just 1 turnover, while forcing 4 turnovers from the opposition, plus 3. On the other hand, the Jaguars have yet to enter the win column despite being in close games, because they have yet to cause a turnover this year. The Bills continue to play good, clean football, could go a long way Monday night. Yeah, and I think that will continue. Josh Allen, 0 interceptions so far. We only have the 1 fumble, which is week 1, and Josh Allen learned from that. Didn't make the same mistake again in that game, and he has not turned the ball over since. So yes, we are playing some clean football, no fumbles. Let's keep that going. Even the penalties in week 1 compared to week 2 were night and day. So yes, totally different. And that 9-6, by the way, that 9-6 game, that was Brian Dable just trying to do too much fun ball, typical, not running the ball, make Allen to do everything, be everything, and it bit us in the ass. And the Jaguars pretty much sent the, blitzing heavy. We had no answer for Allen, their Allen. Also, too, the one thing, too, I didn't mention earlier, the reason why I think the Jaguars are in a lot of trouble tonight, too. One, we're a different offensive coordinator, different offensive mindset and game plan. Like, just what we do is different. Different scheme than what they've seen in the past. And 2, our offensive line is way better. Now, in 2023, it was the same offensive line, don't get me wrong, but we gotten a little younger, right? Mitch Morse is gone now. McGovern's the center. So we got a little bigger, and then we got a little bit more physical. You also got Osiris Torrance, who's in year 2 now, who's playing at a higher level. Spencer Brown is also playing at a higher level. So everybody's doing their job. David Edwards is fit in very good at left guard. Hopefully we can keep this going and keep these guys set, right? Like, moving forward. Like, I hate this whole musical chair thing. If it's working, keep it. Pay your offensive lineman. If David Edwards is the guy at left guard, pay him at the end of the season. Keep him around. If McGovern is your true center for, moving forward, keep him here for a while. And I know he's still under contract for a couple more years, but we need to keep this offensive line group. If this is the group we're going to run with, and they continue to do a good job, we need to keep it the same moving forward. You can't keep switching it up every year. A new guy here, a new guy here. It just doesn't work. So Spencer Brown, we just locked up. Osiris Torrance has a while to go before his rookie deal ends, right? Or a couple more years, and I think they'll wind up paying him. Connor McGovern, I think, has a couple more years deal on his contract. Deion Dawkins, obviously, we just paid. And David Edwards, I'm not sure the length of his contract. I think it's 1 more year. But either way, Brandon Beane has some work to do in the offseason on some of those guys where their contracts are ending soon. because you want to keep your offensive line in place, man. So that's it for the big three, man. So let's get to the score prediction, because it is 7-10. So, guys, here's my prediction. I am going 34-13 Buffalo. I think this is a rout. I really do. I think it could be 37-13, but I have a feeling Tyler Bass will miss a field goal. I'm just throwing that out there. But 34-13 Buffalo. Matter of fact, I don't think Buffalo loses a quarter. I listen, once again, I'm not trying to be cocky. I just think with all the time we've had to rest, with certain guys that are, playing a little bit hurt, like, or bruised up, like Curtis Samuel, Josh Allen, obviously. And now that guys like Balon, Spectre, who didn't start last week, who's starting this week, had a lot of time off and a lot of preparation to get ready to now be the starter in place of Bernard until Bernard gets back. So even more time to prepare now for Balon Spectre, who played really well at 10 tackles against the Dolphins. So I expect him to be better. Dorian Williams, I expect him to do the same. He's also had 10 tackles last week. So it's good. That's why I also feel like I don't think this game's going to be close with all the rest we got. We'll be fine. All right, let's look at some of your score prediction. TD Dogs, 35-14, very close to what I have. Okay, I like it. I almost went 34-13. Hey, you can go with the same score. What was that gonk I just heard? Oh, it was a Tyler has practice kicked. Doinking off the upright. Man, bro, it's so bad that they brought in two garbage kickers. I mean, terrible kickers, by the way. Like, these guys weren't taking his job, right? These guys were like 80-something% kicking. They were so bad. One guy hasn't even played since, I think, 2021 in the NFL. Like, bad. And when he did play, it was bad. And the other guy got cut. He started week 1. I forget what team. I think it was Cleveland. And he went 0 for 2. There's no other kickers out there, guys. There's no special field goal kicker out there. But this was just a message, I think, for the future. Meaning, hey, Bass, like after this season, if you continue on this season missing field goals, we're letting you know that we're serious about moving on from you. I think that's all that was a message. And I hope he gets it. I hope he hears it loud and clear. Because I honestly like Tyler Bass. Like, I think he's a good dude. And I would hate to see him cut because I think he's a good person. But it's a business and it's a football team. And it's my football team. It's your football team. And we don't want it to come down to a field goal and a guy has no confidence, and we know he's probably going to miss it. So that's not good. And honestly, guys, the only thing I think that will turn Tyler Bass around, I hate to say it, and I hope it don't come down to it, I really don't, is a game-winning field goal or a very important field goal to maybe end a half. It's a close game. Something has to be where, like a very important kick for him to get that confidence, that mojo back. And then I could see maybe moving forward, that confidence, that swag, that mojo back in Tyler Bass. But him making like 2 random field goals in a game is not going to do it, guys. 27-yard field goal. Woo, wow. Like, that's nothing. Like, he needs to have a big moment in a game, and maybe that will reverse that terrible, whatever's going on in his head around, right? To, hey, I am good. I am a good kicker. Something's going on there. Something's going on. So let's get to some of your comments before we get out of here. Spend a 4th, 3rd round pick on the best kicker in the draft. Nah, you can get one late. There's always guys late. Look how late we got. I hate to bring him up because, man, I really like this guy. Matt Ariza, the punt god. You saw, guys, did you see? I don't know if you saw him last night. Man, he is good, bro. He is good. And all y'all that were worried about last year when I was saying get him in that playoff game when Sam Martin was hurt. And everyone's like, oh, he can't hold. He can hold field goals, guys. I hate to break the news to you. and he can fucking punt. And he's super athletic. If you saw the game last night, terrible snap. I think most punters would have not gotten to that ball. Way above his head. And that dude jumped up, got it cleanly, got the punt off in time, and it was still a good punt. Like, come on, you all really believe Sam Martin would have got that? Hell no. That thing would have went way back. And even if he did, somehow, he wouldn't have got the punt off in time, right? Or it would have been a shank. So, just throwing that out there. There is good kickers late in the NFL draft that you can go out and find. And that's what I would probably do if I was Buffalo. Draft yourself a kicker in like the late 6th round, because that's where they're going, 7th round even, and there's so many kickers coming out of college. And then have him compete against Bass in the offseason. And if he beats out Bass, goodbye. It is what it is. It is what it is. It's a business, man. I honestly couldn't give two shits about the punter, but field goal kicker is such a luxury as we're seeing this year. You know what, though? You should, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why you should. Every position is important in the NFL. Every position matters. Like everything. Every position has a certain thing they do that can swing a football game around, right? So, for instance, let's say you're backed up in your end zone, or you're backed up, you at the 5-yard line, whatever, and you need a good punter to get that ball on the other side of the field, right? That's what Matt Araiza does well. Field position. Field position matters big time in the NFL. You don't want Patrick Mahomes starting at the 50-yard line on a bullshit punt. You want Patrick Mahomes starting at his own 25. Just throwing that out there. So, yeah, believe it or not, punters matter. They do. So, yeah, I disagree with that. Punters absolutely matter on field position on everything. So, yeah, we need a good punter. And I think Sam Martin, I'll give Sam Martin credit. I think Sam Martin is having a much better year so far than he did last year. So that at least is encouraging, considering we paid him. But Tyler Bass is still shaky, man. Still very shaky. Yeah, 100% with you on Ariza. Yeah, we let that one. We dropped the ball. We dropped the ball when it comes to Matt Araiza. I honestly, I already read that. But you should. Like I said, I'm telling you, field position matters in the NFL. It makes a big difference on where they're getting that ball. 31-14, yeah. So you're close to my score prediction, 34-13, Buffalo. I don't think the Jaguars have enough offensive power to get past this defense. Unless there's just a total collapse tonight and Spectre doesn't do his job, or God forbid another injury, knock on wood. We don't need no more of that. But I do think, you know what? I'm going to throw some things out. So you already know, I told you, be on the lookout for Curtis Samuel tonight. I think Curtis Samuel is going to be involved a lot more in the offense than he was for the first 2 weeks. So look for that. I also think Gregory Rousseau will get 2 sacks tonight. So remember this on the postgame, because we're going to do the postgame show right after the Bills game. So 2 sacks by Rousseau. I think Von Miller gets another sack. And I think Ed Oliver gets a sack. So I think we're going to have 4 sacks total in this game. 2 from Groot, 1 from Von, 1 from Ed. And we could have more. Who knows? But I also expect a turnover, an interception. I'm going to give it to Rasul Douglas. I think he's due. And I think Douglas gets an interception tonight. So we're gonna have they're gonna turn the ball over tonight. I think Rasul Douglas gets a pick for sure. And so you heard it here first. I think Josh goes for about 250. I think he gets about 2 to 3 passing touchdowns in this game. I think James Cook gets a rushing touchdown as well. And the defense shines once again. So 34-13. Cali Blitz coming in with his score prediction, 42-10. And you know what? Yeah, it could happen. Josh revenge from the 2 losses from the Jags. Yeah, believe it or not, man. I know players say, oh, that's in the past. We don't think about that stuff. Trust me, they think about that stuff. They absolutely do. Oh, we don't know the next opponent on the schedule. Yes, they do. Like, guys, don't believe that. Like, it's good talk. Like, I hear right from the players, like, oh, we just, we're worried about next week. We don't even know what the schedule looks like. Yes, they do. They absolutely know what the schedule looks like because they did a goddamn schedule release video. So trust me, they know what's on the schedule. And they know certain matchups. And they know, certain matchups where they really want to shine more than the other one. And I'm not saying they don't, put out the effort in every game. I'm just saying certain games matter a little bit more. You don't think the Houston Texans game for Josh Allen, you don't think he knows that's coming up? You don't think that he's going to play his ass off in that game? Come on, man. Of course he is. Come on. I'm just throwing that out there. So I don't believe in all that. Like, they absolutely know there are certain games that are important. This one here, though it's not it's not an AFC East, division game or anything like that, it's still meaningful in a way because we've had some bad luck over the last 2 times we met the Jaguars. So, of course, they want to shut the narrative down that the Jaguar fans are throwing out there that, they own us, blah, 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 blah. Like, of course they do. They want to show out better. And I believe they will. I believe they will tonight. They get the job done. Also, too, I think Shakir goes about, Shakir's been averaging around 40 to 50 yards per game, I think, around there. I think he gets about 45, 50 yards tonight. Again, he probably gets a touchdown tonight as well. But I think Shakir is definitely number one. I think Shakir will have a breakout game soon. It's just right now, I think still, I really truly believe like Joe Brady's still just trying to get, feel everybody out, feel the offense out, what everybody really does best, even though I think he has an idea. But in time, guys like Dalton Kincaid is going to get his, he's going to have a big game. Shakir's going to have a big game. Keon Coleman, I think in time, as the game speed slows down for him, I think he'll get it, right? Because he's still a little raw, a little bit. I think he's still kind of learning a little bit too, in the NFL separation. But you could see it. You could see the process, the progress of Keon Coleman so far. So yeah, I think Keon Coleman will come around. But like I said, tonight, look out for Curtis Samuel. I'm throwing that out there. 99-0 says Scott Blakely. By the way, Scott, look for us tonight, post-game. I want to see a big game from Kincaid and Coleman. I think Kincaid gets about 40 yards, 50 yards as well. I think Shakir gets about 50 yards. Maybe Coleman does shine tonight. Maybe he gets his first touchdown tonight in the red zone because that's where I see him getting touchdowns, in the red zone. So you want that big body in the end zone at 50-50, throw it up there, and I think that's where Keon Coleman shines the most, right? The contested catches, and that's what you want in the red zone. You want that, and we've been missing that really since Josh Allen has been drafted. We haven't had that kind of receiver, a physical, tall receiver that can go ahead and get those end zone catches basically in the end zone. So we haven't had that, and I think Keon Coleman is the answer for that. All right, am I missing anything else before I go? Sophia says something about look up. I'm sorry. Roy, didn't forget you. Roy says 27-16 Buffalo. See, listen, guys, by the way, normally Mikey controls the chat. When I'm solo, I try to do my best. So if I missed any of your guys' chats, I apologize. But trust me, I try to do my best to get to all of them. And I'm going to get to a couple more before I get out of here. It is now 7:20, so I got to get out of here. As long as we don't have to rely on pass to kick a game-winning field goal. Yeah, I talked about him earlier, Roy. I do believe, though, that's what's going to turn it around for him. He's going to need to make a big-time field goal in a big moment. That's the only way I truly believe that Bass will get his mojo back, right? That's the only way, his confidence back. So, anyways, guys, I am out of here. I will be here post-game with Mikey. You know that, 5 minutes after the game. We are the first ones to be on here post-game. Out of all the Bills content, and I know y'all know them all, right? But we are the first. So, I'll see you guys tonight after the game. Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. Let's go get it. Peace.